Welcome to Universe Eternal Omniscient Mind Church, February 1st, 2025. Essential to the synergetic models of consciously evolving synergetic minds' quantum module awareness is a vertex-defined nucleus. So too, a rudimentary education of this essential coordinate system's initial nuclear vertex model ability, the jitterbug. It is a hands-on observable experience of the vector equilibrium. Unlike the traditional X, Y, Z elementary school curriculum that is not or was never practiced in all education institutions everywhere in the world, that commences initially with infinitely extensible lines that are limited to and parallel with the three sets of interrelated edges of the cube. Each cube edge, 12 cube edges, and 8 corners are not the same as the Synergetics' 12 around one closest packed equiradius spheres, where the one sphere is the nucleus of a 24 vector system. Here is when we can say that the vector equilibrium is a system, but not a structure in its own right, nor does the cube's energetic rectilinear frame of reference satisfy the integration of at minimum 2 closest packed spheres, as thought begins with one line of radius, a vector between the center of 2 spheres. Obviously, working with a drawing instrument on a blank piece of paper, the vector radius is similar to an axle, where one sphere or the other can imaginably roll around one another. Then, when a third same-size sphere is added atop, the first 2 closest packed spheres, 2 vector lines of radius appear to show an equilateral triangle. This visible configuration provides imagination's inherent abstract ability to formulate conceptually, to remove the triangle, setting it aside, leaving the 3 spheres as they are on the page. The equilateral triangle is closed. All its sides of the same length can be opened into a zigzag pattern. This configuration is identified as a tripartite action-reaction result in 3 vector team. But what about satisfying consciously evolving synergetic mind's awareness potential of the quantum module? Of course, 3 more differently directed vectors can be used by scribing another equilateral triangle, redirecting any one vector of either triangle at a different angle, forming 2 zigzag patterns. One is positive, the other is negative. By joining the triangles end to end, this results in one tetrahedron of 6 vectors, 4 triangular openings, 4 vertexes. One tetrahedron is metaphysical, physical universe's minimum structural system. It is also identifiable as one quantum of energy, the volume of which is 24 quantum modules. Each module is a unit of energy. Each of the energy modules' triangular faces logically can be folded either as an A or B, quantum module that does not appear out of some arbitrary academic ambition. Instead, the spaces to spheres intertransforming environment is conceptual, independent of size, time-space sizing. By consciously evolving metaphysical intellect, synergetic mind, which does not derive from any of the P, R, J, W, M, B, C, H, M factors, but can be recognized in U, I, V, M, O, F, C, H, the synergetic cosmic hierarchy and operational field complex. Once known to the inquisitive universe explorer, the awareness of these self-initiated contextual parameters provides clarity concerning all potential solutions throughout TEUCP, the evolving universal communication process. Whenever cosmic to local information gathering problem solving supersedes inherently detrimental education strategies. Mensuration and geometric measuring of this magnitude required an extraordinary, exceptional curiosity and innate mathematical skills to assemble models as verifiable proof. Such anticipatory integration of geometry and philosophy and experiential experimental proofs logically include future generations. It is our discoverable insights and outlooks in support of life on Earth that can imagine various applications of the synergetics models on this and other planets. Surely, it would be insane to export to Mars, as but one example, the relative insanity of the PRJWMBCHM politics, religion, justice, war, money, belief, complex, hierarchical matrix that preoccupies questionable, ill-informed news pundits, supposedly essential journalism, where all of it omits by default education strategies the truth of academia's insatiable need for funding. This is a recurring dilemma that disregards all that Synergetics' research can develop in principle that does not also require supplanting humans with machines and all else that indifferently exploits profits in the value of doing harm. We can imagine various applications of this essential synergetics coordinate systems, geodesics. The omni-shortest distance interconnections refer to the initially nuclear vertex's vector equilibrium that has initial in, out, and around developable frequency modulation. Such frequency modulation accommodates fifth and sixth dimension conceptual models and accountability that seems impossible when relying solely on the modelability of the X, Y, Z coordinate system. We can easily recall that the only two possible covariables that are operative in all universe design are modifications of angles and frequencies, even though for most of us, frequency is too strange to relate with anything familiar in the communication process. This does not mean to give permission for radio and television and internet broadcasting, podcasting personalities to promote more of the same relative ignorance when in points of factual referential general systems analysis, GSA, the best intention has no idea that thought begins as two spheres come together, and that the minimum thinkable set turns out to be a conceptuality of one tetrahedron, metaphysical physical universe's minimum structural system. What in the world are all of those people talking about? They have yet to admit that the articulations are ever reenacted, each time hoping to reduce the tolerance magnitudes of the residual inaccuracies of observation and articulation. To accomplish such reduction of error, you'd have to have a conceptual model of energy and synergy in mind that does not derive from the same wishing well, the same destructive intention, the same theater of misinformation ad infinitum. Referential links today: Synergetics 251.50, Synergetics 982.50 through 982.52, Synergetics 910.11. Elon Musk fired Tesla's entire supercharger team. Development froze as he brought them back. Story in MSN.com. Until next time, thank you from Christina Universe Citizen, founder of Church UEOM, Universe Eternal, Omniscient Mind.